I don't see myself as a conventional rock musician. I'm trying to maybe using images and music to tell a story, actually. And I try and choose locations to bring together the environment, the architecture, the buildings. The Docklands are exactly in the spirit of this concept.
The site is unusual. It was the first time I saw a wasteland lie that close to a city. You arrive somewhere, and it's the middle of nowhere, nothing there, wasteland, desert, and suddenly you see immensity, magnitude of water, cranes, clouds, you know, and suddenly you say, if we try to do something here, it could be all a fairy tale for the people on site, off site, and I hope it will be a fairy tale and not a nightmare.
Nice one. Oh yeah, that's great. Oh yeah, that's it. Got it. Man, that's it. That's the one. That's it.
Can you give us some impression of what will happen there at your concert?
Actually, will be a mixture of a lot of various visual techniques, of big images projected on the facade of the buildings, lighting effects, video effects, also lasers, fireworks, synchronized to the music played on the main stage.
I'd like to thank Jean Michel for his continuing commitment in presenting his show and music to the people of Newham.
I had a meeting with the mayor of Newham and the members of the council, and I've been quite moved by the positive aspect. I was a bit worried at the beginning of the reaction of the local community, because you never know when you are coming from outside saying, okay, I'm going to do this or that, and actually disturbing the day-to-day life of such an area. And the feedback I've got and we've got from them is absolutely it's very unusual, very positive.
On this side we have no crowd at all. There is no problem. Okay.
On this area.
We have to transform a wasteland into a concert venue, and also we have to adapt, to model the environment to the concept of Jean Michel.
That's where we're going to put the grandstands. The LDDC are planning to clear that. But the grandstands will be at the back here. Yeah. And there might be 10,000 people in grandstands.
We've got the barges down now from the north of England into the dock. They were formed the basis of the floating stage. This stage will be enormous, 30 by 40 meters. You have to realize that this stage has to carry nearly 250 people.
We've loaded over 100 ton of girders on there already and levelled them up. By the time they'll be finished, there'll be nearly 400 ton of material on there. Let's hope this Frenchman can swim.
There's been an awful lot of negotiations with all the various authorities to actually get through the well-known British red tape, which we're a long way down the line with. There are all kinds of licenses we've got to get, and we've got to deal with the police, and we've got to deal with the ambulance people, and so on and so forth.
On est appelé sur ce projet pour faire des projections d'images sur donc au Docklands 3 écrans, 2 supports naturels. On utilise donc un cyclo, un vieux silo blanc et un immeuble plein de fenêtres qui sera peint en blanc, plus un écran qui va être fabriqué pour l'occasion. Chaque écran font à peu près 90 mètres à 100 mètres de base par 45 mètres de haut. Et on va utiliser pour projeter des images dessus des gros appareils de projection avec des grandes diapositives qui font une puissance de 6000 watts HMI. Les appareils sont un peu des grosses antennes magiques où on passe l'image à la main et après est programmée simplement l'ouverture de la lumière sur l'écran. Donc c'est une technique assez lourde, assez statique. Donc Jean Michel a souvent, pendant les réunions, voulu quelque chose de plus dynamique, quelque chose qui bouge plus. Donc on a mis au point des appareils pour faire des cuts très rapides ou alors des images qui bougent, qui défilent, pour essayer d'animer un petit peu le côté statique du décor, de la projection de décor.
One of the reasons I write instrumental music and not music with words, with explicit meaning, it's because I'm probably looking for a more universal kind of communication, maybe, and I feel increasingly that we are beginning to share common culture all over the world, and this culture is a kind of big bric-a-brac made of Oriental elements, Western elements, African elements, and for instance, at the moment I'm working on a piece of music that is including Islamic chant and computer vocals, a Western choir, a French opera singer, synthesizers. All these various elements are not necessarily coming from the same time or coming from the same culture, but just being in the same song, being included in the same song, will create a link. And this link is the culture of today, I mean our culture.
Try not to sing too... comment on dit, glisser. What do you say in English?
Try that once more.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
besoin parce qu'il y a une erreur de conception sur la tour 1 de la part de BCM.
It was the same night that the Russian satellite loaded with radioactive material was due to re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. Nobody knew where it was going to land. Suddenly everyone, the police, the media, were called out to the Autoroute du Nord where a shiny round object had crashed onto the road, stopping the traffic and creating general panic.
Descente en 5 secondes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, non. Vous restez groupés ensemble au niveau de la grue. Vous croisez plus bas, plus bas, plus bas, plus bas. Plus bas, au milieu des deux. Vous n'êtes pas assez rapide. Vous voyez le trajet qu'il y a à faire. C'est vachement rapide, 5 secondes. On recommence pour la descente, mais vous n'êtes pas droit.
Voilà. Voilà notre entrepôt, voilà où on stocke tous nos produits finis, prêts à être transportés au Docklands. On y va. Bon. C'est une fusée, une roquette, les enfants s'en servent, mais en les mettant, si on les met en éventail, comme ça, là, ça fait un éventail, ça fait un bouquet. Mais ça, c'est les roquettes, je vais vous montrer d'autres choses, des bombes. Les bombes, ça s'appelle des shells. Les bombes, voilà, on met une grappe de bombe là, une grappe de bombe là. Ces bombes-là sont reliées avec des retards, des delays, pour qu'elles partent, 1, 2, 3, boum, 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 une après l'autre. On a prévu également de mettre des chandelles différentes. Vous voyez monter comme ça, là, on les met à 50 mètres les unes des autres. Et alors dans le ciel, ça fait un combat, une belle arche pleine de paillettes d'or et de feu. Voilà. Et vous voyez que là, on travaille en couleur. Silver, gold, violette. À côté, vous avez des chandelles blanches, c'est white. Là, white, là. Et celles-là vont se mettre en éventail. Donc on joue à la fois sur les couleurs et sur les graphismes. Voilà également d'autres bombes. Vous voyez, c'est des belles bombes avec ça. On met dans un mortier, c'est un engin. C'est de la poudre en noir. Ça flambe. Et plomb, ça part. En même temps, on allume un petit retard. Et au bout de 4 secondes, la bombe est en haut, le retard s'ouvre.
Concert, everything is fine, you know, on the technical point of view, for the stage, for the crew, for all the equipment, everything is fine, you know, we are nearly in the end. I'm more concerned by something that I don't understand really, is these rumors. You heard about these rumors, you know, that maybe we had a problem with Newham Council. about security, safety, and stuff like that. I don't understand. We never had this kind of problem before, and I know the promoter give all the papers, give all the explanation. He's working since 2 years with all these people. You know? I don't follow to tell the truth.
The fire brigade are concerned they won't be able to get a fire engine to an eventuality. And they are seeking an assurance, a guarantee from the police that they can do that. And the police wouldn't guarantee them that any day of the week, any occasion.
Yeah, how they can guarantee that? Or any occasion.
They can't guarantee that in the normal rush hour.
Yes, it's just the set program.
Oh, you are kind. Should be, we've been here since Bowen. Tonight.
What we are asking for is a fair opportunity to provide a unique spectacle to the benefit of the applicant and to the undoubted benefit of the community.
Because it seems that I feel that there is a big confusion about the nature of what I'm trying to do here.
Are they aware that this is the second poorest borough in Britain?
I would suggest that the road situation could be quite chaotic and would certainly affect our ability to respond to emergency calls.
My position is largely unaltered. It's one of support for the idea of the concert, provided the safety issues are sorted out.
I do not believe that it's possible to meet all those licence conditions by Monday the 19th.
Yes, I would like to know that we do not grant the licence for this event.
I see those in favour of that resolution not to grant a licence. That resolution is carried, and the committee's decision is to withhold a licence for the event.
What are you going to do now? You're going to appeal or what?
Actually, I'm going to fight, maybe to find another place. I mean, if anybody can give me a venue, I will be there in 3 weeks' time.
And I think it's a shame that the borough's not going to see a spectacular event.
I think it's a great shame for Newham, a great shame for London.
Actually, as you say, we have lost one battle, but not the war.
Good morning. The French rock musician Jean Michel Jarre has been refused permission to stage an open-air concert at the Royal Victoria Dock in East London.
2 million people had been expected to see the event. According to the council, the decision to cancel the event was taken entirely on safety grounds, and they said that they were still in support of the concept of the concert.
Jean Michel, first of all, your reaction to this decision by the council last night?
I feel totally betrayed by the decision of the Newham Council because they totally went back on their word.
I know the police had tremendous traffic plans all laid out. They've all spent a long time trying to resolve all the problems, and we've worked very closely with them.
There were a whole host of ways in which the promoters failed to satisfy our concerns about safety. There was a massive information about things ranging from the safety of the stands to safe exit routes from the arena, access for emergency vehicles, a whole string of concerns which we've been requesting information from the promoters for some months, and the information never arrived.
Today we have already probably 100 people working on the site, and obviously there is a lot of sadness there and a lot of disappointment because these people, mainly French people, have been involved so much in this project, having really worked day and night on the pictures and plans of the Docklands, being totally convinced that we could do something that could excite and interest the whole world, not only UK, but also in France and in a lot of other countries, to show a very special part of England that is one more time a symbol for me.
control the area to get 100,000 people in.
We're not using the site anymore, that's all off.
The size of stage we're talking about, Alan, is it's probably the biggest floating stage ever built. Something else we're pissed off about.
I feel much more optimistic. I talked to the crew and it's possible to do the concert somewhere else. So we are packing up to prepare ourselves to go anywhere else. But at the same time, I want to carry on working on the site because I want to convince Newham people that we can do these concerts in absolute safety. I mean, I just wanted to ask you if it could be possible to meet you just for a real informal meeting.
We were asked to come onto the site after the council decision to undertake a checking of what's gone on so far. And since then, we've undertaken an extensive amount of work and an awful lot of effort to satisfy the local authority to show that we are able to overcome the conditions that they've been placing upon the licence.
In order for us to give the concert a licence, two things have to happen. First of all, we have to be satisfied about on-site safety. And I am pleased that the organisers are now putting quite a lot of effort into that, which wasn't being put in before. Secondly, they'll have to satisfy the fire brigade about the off-site safety issues that the fire service will and the ambulance service will continue to be able to meet their emergency response times. If they can satisfy both those concerns, the council will be very happy to grant a licence for the event.
I think if we do get the right response, in other words, that Newham give us the go-ahead, then we, in terms of the on-site and safety issues, will be finished by the 8th, so that the event can go ahead.
Well, the councils make their final decision, have their final vote next Wednesday. From the London programme's own unofficial head count, it sounds as though they are going to take that advice and that they'll vote yes. So the mood down here at the project's headquarters is guardedly optimistic. Right?
Can you just now say why it is so important to me for this concert to take place in Newham? This is its spiritual home. My whole concert is built around the experiences of the people in this community.
The principal resolution is now that we grant a licence for 2 events. Can I see those in favour of that resolution, please? And those against? That is carried by 9 votes to 7.
Il faut le vider.
I really don't know. You're best to speak to Pierre. Excellent, Nick. Thank you. Okay. Jerry, you by number 1 tower.
The two concerts now are planned for the 8th and the 9th, and we are actually running against time. I hope the weather will stay like this. We are running late, particularly for the sound and for the beams that you can see somewhere behind. The rest of it, the stage is quite alright. The images, the projections are also okay. We have to work on the laser art tonight to try these super powerful beams that are quite powerful, so we'll see that later tonight. It's very funny when you have worked for so long on plans and drawings, and suddenly when you see things in real for the first time. I mean, we put this keyboard for the first time today, and there is still a lot of holes. I mean, it's not finished, but actually it's good when actually the reality is fitting with what you imagined.
forecast for Greater London issued by the Met Office London Weather Centre at 6 a.m. on Friday, the 7th of October. Noticeably strong westerly winds will have gusts well above gale force at times, making motoring particularly hazardous, especially over exposed higher ground and on all motorways.
There is an emergency for the Mirror Bus. Down, or you want them to actually rehearse or what? No, they are swinging. It seems we have no power here on the north side, so we cannot drop the mirror balls down. I need a lot more men to go down to the stage. Is anyone around?
Well, having spoken to the Met Office, they're indicating that Saturday will start bright in the morning, but from midday, more persistent rain spreading in from the west, and the evening is not looking good with sort of persistent rain, low cloud and fairly strong winds.
Maybe 4, 5 or 6. That means 80, 100 kilometers per hour wind.
We worked for several months, maybe a year, on this show, so the show must go on.
We are talking about preparing a building site for a concert, and as fast as we get it prepared, we have another cloud burst and we get back to a quagmire situation.
We have umbrellas from Harrods.
Oh, it's not only a problem with the rain, it's a problem with the wind.
It's a 4/7 gale, and we put the cameras up last night for a rehearsal at 10 o'clock, and half of them were blown over. So they're trying to put them up now. The crane that's on the stage in a 4/7 gale can never ever operate. It just can't work at all, just be blown off. All the cameramen have got to wear safety harnesses on that stage tomorrow night, and life jackets as well, I should think. Setup is a very complicated one. I mean, I've done some big shows before, but this one is just absolutely mega. And we've got 20 miles of cable, for example, is being used tomorrow night. 18 cameras are spotted and dotted all the way around here on these big dockside cranes, on the stage, on the quayside, and about 50 people on the television crew. This is the left-hand one, and he is going to be able to give me some nice things on the laser harp, I hope. It's either going to be a nightmare or it's going to be sensational.
Attention. 2, 3,
Stop! Allez-y, avancez. Vas-y, vas-y.
We are still trying to rehearse tonight, but because of the weather and it's very windy, it's pouring rain, the weather is appalling and dreadful. And if we're not able to rehearse tonight, I think I have to go on stage tomorrow without any rehearsal at all.